Okay, so this is what we always hear. I guess some of you are probably listening instead of watching, but basically this slide, I'll just read it to you, is that's great, but I just don't have the time. So we know we covered a whole bunch of different social media platforms. So what do you do? Which social media platform should you use? How are you gonna do that? What we have found is that there's a couple different approaches that people take. Sometimes people will just try out different ones. Most people will gravitate to Facebook because most of you already have a profile on there, and then you kind of get around to setting up your business page and wondering how are you going to get fans and that type of thing. And then sometimes there'll be a little dabbling on Twitter, maybe Google Plus if you're a man. Chad. Pinterest if you're a girl. And you're not really sure about what you're accomplishing is a lot of the time what we find. So the first thing that we want to encourage you to do is to set educated goals. And by that what we mean is it's really easy to say, I want to have 30,000 fans on Facebook. That's what so-and-so has, and I want that. Or that you want to get a certain amount of, followers on Pinterest or whatever it is. One of the things that we want to encourage you to do is, rather than think about it that way, think about what is the end result that you want. Think about how many new customers that you want to have. Think about the type of customer experience you want your current customers to have, the type of customer service you want to provide. Then learn how the different social media platforms can fulfill those goals rather than the other way around, because we find a lot of the time people get the cart before the horse. The next part of that is that and Chad touched on this, is that when you have done that, then what you're going to be able to do is you're going to set up what we call sales funnels, and they're done intentionally because social media is a place where there's relationships being built, but it's not necessary. It's a one-to-many conversation most of the time. And when you're looking to take somebody from someone who's looking at your business or just sort of engaging with you on social media to actually becoming a customer, there's a series of steps that they have to take. And those are steps that you want to understand as you build your sales funnels. And one of the things that's going to be included in that, and we spend a lot of time on sales funnels. We actually have a whole presentation on sales funnels in our social media boot camp because it takes a while to explain. But just to give you an idea, if you know that in order for somebody to become a customer, they need to come out and do a barn tour. That's a critical part of your sales funnel and your sales process. So you want to make sure if you have an ad on Facebook or something like that, that goes directly to a page where somebody can schedule a tour or they can give you their contact information so that you can talk to them. So it's understanding that. The second part, or the third part here, is every single social media platform runs on content. So taking the time to put together a good content strategy makes a huge, huge difference in your success. Chad and I can't tell you how many emails and letters we get from people who participated in our boot camp that had no content strategy when they started and then started implementing one, and the change that has made in their business. The type of emails we get typically are that they're sorry they didn't write to us sooner, that they've been so busy that their business has grown so much that they haven't had time. We love to hear that. That's exactly what we want to have happen. So we encourage you to really think about creating a content strategy and learning more about that. And then, how can we help? We host a series of free webinars. We host a free webinar every month. We try to do it on a variety of horse business and marketing topics. in addition to that, we have a lot of member resources, and part of those member resources, or a lot of those member resources, have to do with marketing. And within marketing, a lot of our tools focus on social media because we have found it to be so successful a medium for horse professionals. So we have what we call a Questions Professional social media guide. We have a guide to YouTube, a guide to LinkedIn, a guide to Twitter, and a guide to Facebook. Pinterest and Google Plus are in the works as well. And we've just recently updated them. I will upload them tonight too. I mean, we really recently, just fresh off the presses, because we're constantly updating them to stay up to date with what's going on and to keep you up to date so that you don't have to do a bunch of searching. We do encourage you to sign up for our social media boot camp. What we have done, and it will be available June 1st, is we have made the boot camp an on-demand program, so that if you don't feel like you can, so that you can watch it and participate in it whenever it's convenient for you.